Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is a new channel that I've created. It's called Jesse Romero 2.0. It's about becoming a new creation, mostly about reinventing myself after 50, hoping that what I talk about will resonate with men who are over 50. I'm going to be sharing my lessons to build men up in the marketplace as well as ministry. I do have another channel. It's all about Bible scripture. It's separate. I like that channel, but that doesn't get into the nuances of everyday life for men who are striving to be godly, for men who are trying to stay healthy in mind and body. I'll be documenting how to build lasting wealth, health, faith, and influence all after 50, reinventing yourself almost. And while leading sales at one of the fastest moving AI commerce companies ever known. And I'll get into that more later. The content will be around four pillars. Pillar number one is going to be reinventing after 50, like I mentioned. Topics like, things I quit that made me healthier, both spiritually, mentally, physically, lessons for becoming a VP after decades in sales, and a lot of the mistakes that I've gone through along the way. Pillar two is going to be about faith in business. You can't do business well as a Christian without faith, obviously. If you try to do it on your own without Jesus, it's not going to work. You'll be surprised what he'll do when you put your faith in him in your business. We're going to go through that. Pillar three is going to be around AI commerce and shoppable tech and software as a service. So hopefully some of that would resonate with some of you guys and sales around that. And then pillar four is going to be again around building lasting health and wealth. So again, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you're going through, what you would like to hear more about. Today, I just wanted to do an introduction, let you know what the channel is about. Be posting these weekly, hopefully. I know that that's probably not going to be realistic. There'll be some weeks where I'll probably miss, but it's my hope to be consistent and bring you along the way in real time. I've not made it yet. I'm not, quote, self-made millionaire. I'm not, in the best shape of my life. I've done well in certain areas, and in other areas it completely fell apart. And we're going to go through those. We'll talk about those. Last year, I turned 50. I'm 51 now. It's been a year. Through the year of being 50, it's been a ton of ups and downs. In fact, I'll just give you a little history. When I turned 50 last year, I had literally on my 50th birthday, the biggest panic attack I've ever had. Literally trying to drive me, my wife, and my parents to a birthday dinner in Sedona. On the road, driving, I had the biggest panic attack that I could remember. It was terrible. I literally had to pull over and have my wife drive because I was worried about the oncoming traffic hitting me. I was so paranoid. It came out of the blue. I have had anxiety over the years. It all started when I was 18, mostly generalized. Definitely some panic attacks in the past, but it's been a while, and was surprised how hard it hit me and knew that something had to change. And that led me on this discovery over the last year to go deeper in my faith, to grow stronger in my faith, to go deeper in my health, to go stronger in that area, to plan better around our finances, to trust God with everything, to get into some counseling and being open about, the areas I didn't want to talk about, being open around being a control freak, being open around thinking I knew it all. I definitely thought I knew it all. Even as humble as I tried to be, I wasn't. I was just running with the candle burning at both ends. I was grinding. I'd been grinding for the last 20 years in sales to get to a position that I thought was going to make me happier. And in the end, all it did was bring more anxiety in my life, more fear, more worry. Now, since then, I have switched positions. I'm not saying that was the answer. I'm saying that slowing down and rearranging what I thought was a priority um, had to change. It was good for me to slow down, to not be the leader at a larger company. It was better for me to go back into startup mode. The last three companies I was at before, I should say, yeah, the last two for sure were startups over the last 12 years. This company is a startup. The issue is that the last company I stayed probably longer than maybe I needed to. And, it just wasn't a fit for me, and I was forcing things. And that's something I had to understand as well. Just had to get real with myself about a lot of things. My sin nature, that wasn't good. A lot of unconfessed sin, unrepentant heart, um, just all led to a point of just burnout. I was totally burnt out. And again, over the last year, I've been digging my way out of that hole. Light agoraphobia, the inability to fly, which is still an issue for me right now. A lot of that has come and built up over the years, and I just was just shoving it all deep down and not dealing with it, thinking I was, you know, going to the Lord. I really wasn't, thinking that I was praying through things. I really wasn't. I would just say a quick prayer, read a couple scriptures in the morning, check the box, get to the gym as fast as I could, get back before everybody on the East Coast needed my help, which was 6 a.m. my time. So I was, literally up and running by 4, grinding till 5 at night, and then, trying to be a good husband to my wife. And then all of this happened with becoming an empty nester the year before. So the year leading up, 49 to 50, was becoming an empty nester. Didn't realize not having my 2 daughters in my life on a constant basis was going to be an issue for me. And it was. So, a lot of things have happened over the last year. We're now totally rearranged, my spiritual life. Totally rearranged my health and finances. We are investing, and we'll get into that. We've got an Airbnb that we purchased, a short-term rental recently. We'll get into that. The new job, definitely we'll get into that, and how becoming a top sales rep in the last 2 companies, shaped a lot of who I am, for the good, but also for the bad. So we're going to talk about that throughout these videos. Again, I want this to be a collaboration. Hopefully, we'll get some subscribers and people will comment and we can have some back and forth. Again, just trying to keep this one short. We'll dive into the pillars over the coming months, and the topics will be obviously at the top of the video. Hopefully one of those topics will resonate with you and you'll want to listen to the end. All right. Thanks so much. I'm going to cut it off here and see you on the next one.